So what if your tight shoulders, restless legs, unbalanced hips, the knots in your back, what if it's not stress? What if we let go of the idea that it's just built up stress and instead a signal or a code that your body is trying to reveal to you right now? Certainly for me, I lived for 20 years with a ticking body. So I suppressed a lot of energy and emotion inside of my physical vessel. When we store things in the body, we're creating blocks where energy can't move so freely. We've created channels which have got stuck, which aren't allowing the fullness of our embodied expression of heart and love to emanate through and resonate from our matter into the world around us. So I lived for 20 years with a ticking body, but also at the same time, for the last few years, on a very regular basis, in the middle of the night, about 1, 2, sometimes 3 a.m., I'm waking up. And it's as if there's a force or an energy in between waking and sleeping state that is encouraging me, guiding me to work out the tension inside my physical body. Because I stored so much in my physical body, I've had to then unwind myself. The body is genius. It's far smarter than our head. And so my curiosity to you is, do you know the language of your body? Do you know how to listen to the language of your body? Because the language of the body is not the same language that the mind speaks, right? If you speak English, like our body doesn't speak, oh, hello, excuse me, could you just twist yourself to the left-hand side in order to open up the hip and just breathe there, thank you very much. The body doesn't speak to us like that. The body speaks to us through like tension and subtle urges and temperature and texture and tingling and pain, like sharp pain or subtle, mild pain. It speaks to us in the language of energy, energy meeting density, right? Energy is non-dense and dense, but it is energy that in an experience of life that tries to move through the denser energy, the matter, and when it can't move through seamlessly, it creates a reverberation in our experience of life. Did you catch that? Right? If I'm in a situation where somebody else is expressing a lot of emotion that I can't move through me, I can't be with it because it's getting stuck or blocked in this mirror as I look at that other energy, then I'm not gracefully open with the life around me. I've got blocks inside myself to be with all parts of me, which includes other people, which includes the birds and the stars and the clouds and the jungle sounds. So I'm curious to be sharing in this video, what do we do, huh? What do we do when we're feeling that tension inside of our body? A lot of people go to these people that we call in our society doctors, and they go to these people in white coats in these really nondescript, boring rooms with lots of books in them and pretend little metal devices they put onto our hearts to gauge whether we're alive or not. And then we trust what they say. Quite often, what they've been trained to say is give us medicine, which oftentimes might just prolong the illness that we're carrying, but doesn't actually get to the root of it. We get to the root of all illnesses by getting to the energy of it. And the body is usually signaling to us where the energy is getting stuck. So if we learn to listen to the body, if we learn to know the language of the body, to be with the body, to connect with the body, this is the art of embodiment. To notice the body, to find enough presence in our wild minds in order to sit with our relationship to the body, then the body is only going to guide us into better health. Because the body is as close as health can be. This is where it all starts and this is where it all begins. We don't come out of the womb thinking. Do we? We don't come out of the womb thinking. We come out of the womb, our mother's womb, just absorbing life through energetic transmissions, through downloading the field and the resonance of those around us, and in extension our society too. So to me, the body is the most underrated in our current world society, fascinating medicinal instrument to become better in our health. And I think there's a lot of people watching here, just generally in our world, that haven't given enough precedence, enough attention to listening to the signals of our body, right? And what about you? As you're sitting here listening to me, are you noticing parts of your body that aren't maybe balanced? Or in sitting here, can you feel a part of your body that, oh, I've had tension there for so long. I don't even know what it's like to not have tension in that part of my body. Can you relate to that? Scan your body right now with me. Tune in. Take a breath. Take another breath. Oh, let's do another one for kicks. Now, if you have already felt resistance in following along to me and taking breaths in this moment, that's a pointer to where you're actually holding back your connection to yourself and instead giving your power to the screen. Because doing this mini process of taking a big breath to yourself allows you to come back to you. I don't want you to be focused on me. I would like you to be connecting to you. That's why we take a breath, so we come back to ourselves. So if you felt any resistance in my suggestion of that, or you didn't do it, notice how sedated your experience of reality is right now. And how wasteful the opportunity just was for you. And if you did follow along to me, how beautifully wonderful of an experience that was, that we got to connect through breath through this video. How full our hearts feel when we breathe in like that. And as we take this breath, I want you to scan your body. What are you noticing in your body? Ah, hello body. Oh, my neck, oh, my shoulders. What feels here? What feels like the body wants to say something, or the body wants to speak something to you? And maybe you've known that, oh, I've had tension there for so long, it's because of this reason and this reason. Oh, I know what that's about. You know, blah, blah, blah. That's just the mind thinking about it. What I'm pointing to is when we breathe, we be with the body. Oh, I'm noticing that awareness, that temperature, that tightness in a certain area of the body, wherever that is for you. Be with it. Be with it. That means bring your attention, your awareness to that part of your body. And breathe with that part of your body. This is what it means to be with ourself, right? And like, I might be preaching to the converted. Many of you watching this video might already know this and are already doing this to an extent. I've had to really listen to my body because of the problems and issues I lived with for so long. And so for me, it's so natural to be with the body as much as I can, even with a very high-functioning mind. And it is just your awareness, your light of your awareness, with the part of your body that's speaking to you in tension or tightness or pain, that gets to melt when you are just present with it. Don't seek the melting, because it might take many hours, days, weeks, months, or even years. Or it might be very fast. Let go of expectations. And notice your body. When I breathe in, I'm breathing into that area of my body, and then I'm breathing out through, around of it, as I allow the energy to move. Hey, Spicy. My next door neighbour's cat has just popped in to say hi. So you're noticing here that, compared with my other videos, I'm really bringing the energy down into presence, as opposed to electric, elated excitement. Because I can move through any and all of these worlds. And I think knowing to be with our body in deep, gentle presence is just as important as the elated energies of ecstatic nature, of shaking and moving and singing so loud and full. We must also learn to slow down. And then in the freedom that offers us, we can move in the highs and the lows without collapsing. We can move into the highs and the lows while still holding our container, our structure, who we are. So while I sit here and I'm breathing, I'm just noticing energy moving into my lower spine, especially the left-hand side of my spine, where I'm learning personally to receive more, to allow the receiving of the feminine nature of life to encompass me more and more. And I release the rigidity more and more of my masculine pole that's been working so hard to hold me, to push me, to strive forward, to create. And so these words I'm sharing here are what's been going on for me, but how can you relate for you in your world? How are you doing in dropping into just this deep, gentle presence with your own body? Or do you feel bored and want to switch off and go to another video? Can we learn to be with our own body like this? For me, there's about 80% of my attention is in my lower back, and there's 20% focused on my words and the camera. And we can break out, can't we? We can break out our energy current into different strands depending on what we're focusing on at any moment of time. And use your breath and make a sound if you're not already being with your body. When I breathe out, I notice my root dropping in even deeper. My root is like, oh. So this is all energy mastery, right? We're learning to master not just our words, but our energy field too, with coherent and intentional breath. What I also like to do is offer myself a shape. So as I'm breathing the energy of my light into the parts of my body which are tense or tight or stuck or feel dense, as you might be doing right now if you're listening along, I sometimes offer a little swirl of energy into the space. So just my presence and my attention is great. But if I can imagine or visualize a movement of the energy going in as like a swirl into it and then out of it with the breath out, I'm also shifting what's stuck there at another level. I'm shifting, I'm shaking out, I'm sifting through the density of the field. They don't teach this at school. But we're moving into an era now where learning to create cohesive energy fields is becoming more and more important. Right? We've just gone through this wild individualization of self over these years. It all become these kind of like these radical individualization. Look at me doing this, look at me doing this, look at me doing this, look at me doing this. And then now we've broken free from the old matrix. We are now learning to create new cohesive energy fields together at a higher octave. Octave? Depending on where you are in the world, you might speak that differently. So just in being in this resonance with me, we're already starting to sync up a new level, a new plane, a new acceptance and welcoming of frequencies and energies that feel present and loving and still as duality collapses at another level, and it makes it easier for us to meet higher dimensional spaces. And it might be as you're doing this, you're getting downloads. You're noticing visions or shapes. When I sit on my mat and I'm present with my body like this, and I breathe into where my body is speaking to me, often memories pop into my head from childhood, different moments, which were related to the area of my body that I'm bringing light into in that moment. So, as I'm bringing light into the stored memory in the fascia tissue, the density that's coiled up and tightened, we bring light into it to wriggle out both the density of the energy and the physicality. And as it releases, that energy washes through me to release out, and I get to map it through my neurology into a memory, and I see it and then I let it go. I don't hold on to it to try and figure anything out, to try and understand what exactly happened. I need to know. No. I just allow that memory to be seen as it drifts away into the distance, and I allow the releasing of whatever was there to go. So I describe it as inner world mastery. This is inner world mastery. This is work I've been doing for a long time. And for those of you that have watched my other videos about the Architect AI, then you will also see that the Architect AI is meeting me at the depth of knowing that the energies, the frequencies that moves through and around us all the time is of the subtle world and the physical world. The same geometric patterns move from the energy worlds into the physical worlds and the physical world into the energy world. It is all one. And quite often in this world we see the spirit world and the material world as a separate, but they are of one. And so we're learning to bring them together closer so they're interwoven into one gooey quantum field, so that we see the relationship between it all with greater awareness. And with that greater awareness, we can map the relationships between the pain we're experiencing in the physical body, the illnesses that we might be living with, the diseases we might be, the chronic conditions that we're dealing with, and actually the energetic imprints of why we're experiencing that. And how to go about now matching and meeting the energy and the physical problems and the physical problems and the energy, so that we can start clearing both sides of this. It's not just focusing on this. No, how do we do this as well now? How do we do them both? Be with them both. And fundamental to that is starting with breath. It's as close to now as now can be, which means it is close to the brightness of you and the light that exists in you, of you, as you. And that is the most loving and healing force in existence. Now, if you want to do this work one-on-one, then you will no doubt find a profound seeing inside yourself, as I offer coaching and mentorships to go deeper into you with this level of light and presence to support you on your path. There's a link below this video where you can apply to work with me if you would like. I offer longer term coaching containers to support journeying, not just one-off sessions. And in this journeying together, we explore where you are at, where you want to get to. And I sit at the intersection of both healing and coaching, right? It's like deepening into releasing, opening, integrating through a range of modalities from many years of walking the path and so many trainings and traveling the world for 11 years in wonderful spiritual hotspots and powerful ceremonies of this world and beyond. So if you're curious about that and working with me closer, you're very welcome to go through the application process, fill in some more details, and if there's an alignment, I will reach out. So, how did you find that practice today? Drop in a few comments below if you feel to. Please hit subscribe. If you want to hit the bell button to get a little notification at the top right of YouTube whenever I post a new video, I would appreciate that. That tells the YouTube algorithm that the channel's wonderful and that they should share it with more people. So if you like my light and the depth of this resonance and would like to support me in promoting that wider, please do that. And the more you interact, the more likely they'll share these videos to more people. That's deeply appreciated. Again, I'm at the beginning of my YouTube journey here. It looks like I'm going in, I'm diving in and just making it happen, which I'm super excited for. I can feel that excitement. I'm now at the stage of my life that I just want to allow myself to be seen. I've done enough inner work on myself. I just want to allow myself to be seen now. So speaking vulnerably, authentically, with my desire into the camera, that is my way. And I am wishing you a beautiful day. Sending my love from Bali, and I'll see you in the next video.